John from the Irish Physios, and today we're going to show you some progression exercises if you've had a Patellar Subluxation or Patellar Dislocation. So we're going to start off with some inner range quad. So placing a foam roller underneath your knees, you can start off with the easiest action, which is to place your left heel underneath your right shin, and you're going to lift it up into that full extension position. You're then going to try and slowly control that heel back down to the floor and repeat this for the desired amount of reps until you feel as if you're gaining necessary control. You would then progress into inner range quad where you're just doing full action itself with that leg. So you're going to squeeze in through the quadriceps and try and straighten that leg up. Important actions to make sure you're not doing here is to push in through the hip, which is where you're trying to just use those hip muscles instead of that quadricep muscle. From here then we're going to progress onto some knee extension exercises off the edge of the bed. So for our knee extension exercises over the edge of the bed, you're going to start off with an isometric hold into about 30 degrees off full range. So you're going to kick out, hold that position, aim for like 20-30 seconds in that position. Then you're looking at increasing tension through range where you would just carry out the action to full extension and back in. Our next progressions from here would be where we would start to go into some squatting actions. For our squat progressions, we are looking at doing different variations depending on how long after your subluxation or dislocation it has been. If in the early stages you're looking at minimizing how deep you go into this wall sit, and as you start to recover along the process you start to go a little bit deeper. So in the early stages you would go to maybe about 30 degrees, 45 degrees, and you're going to hold this for about 20-30 seconds. You should feel this into your quadriceps, maybe a little bit into your glutes. As you're progressing, you're going to go just a little bit deeper down into that range, and again aiming to hold for that same amount of time, maybe about 20-30 seconds, and then just repeating these for 3-4 reps. Our next progression would be where we start to increase our loading through standing. So we start working through a step up. So placing right foot onto the step, you're going to just drive right up into the air with that left leg driving up towards the sky and back down nice and slowly, and again repeating this for the desired amount of repetitions. Again, this is looking at getting that control in that knee, so focus on getting that knee straight while you're doing it. Our next progression will be using a band where you can fix it around something fixed like the bedpost or around the kitchen table. Band around the back of the knee. In that slightly bent knee position, you're going to focus on trying to extend that knee into full extension by squeezing your quadriceps and looking at that lockout off your knee. We're then going to look at progressing into strengthening up the adductor muscles along the inside of the thigh in standing. So again, using a band, you're going to place it around a fixed point. I'm just going to hold it for the example. Place it around the inside of your leg. Keeping that tension on the band, you're going to pull that leg across the midline and back out. But focus on nice, slow, controlled movements as you're doing this, and you should feel this along the inside of your thigh.